Sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders all around the world. This is Mike, the boss. It's funny, right? But alright. You know, we're giving nicknames, you know, we're giving ourselves nicknames, you know. I mean, you are giving the nicknames, you know. Anyway, everybody, this is the professional forex trading course, everybody. And today we are going to talk about Ernesto strategy, right? What is your strategy part 2? And yesterday we were talking to Shola and everybody else that you must address. This was the slide, right, Shola? This was the slide. You know that I need to address, my strategy needs to address entries, exit, risk management rules, trade management rules, you know, news events, and what have we learned so far talking about this very course is that monthly bands, market wave, short-term trend lines, candlestick formation, support, resistance, pivot points, multiple time frame, and lastly was the Fibonacci. And then those are the simple rules. And talking about the news event, we need to address what we're going to do before the news event, during the news event, after the news event. And the variable is what if you are not in a trade yet, what are you going to do before the news event, during the news event, after the news event. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? Yes, it's a lot of work. Everybody give me a second, I need to check something. Alright, sorry about that, I'm going to quiet my cell phone, right? Quiet the cell phone as always. Alright, very good. So, hedge fund trader Ernesto, are you here, Ernesto? We're going to take a look at the Ernesto strategy. This was from before. See everybody how rules are important. See how rules are important. You know, this is a demo account, I'm trading with a group, but you know, and we've entered monthly short. We are shorting the market wave on the monthly, and we are shorting the short-term trend on the weekly, and then we are shorting the monthly wave on euro dollar, you know, and because we are shorting the monthly, you know, this is, you know, we are talking about trade management, we are managing the trade differently, right? If you would be now shorting the monthly market wave, whatever, you know, I don't need to bother, right? We don't need to bother with the news event. But if I would be on the 15-minute chart now, this would bother me. Agreed, everybody? Wouldn't this bother me? Or if I would be shorting on the, give me a second everybody, so double click and double click, right? So if I would be shorting the view, insert lines, if I would be shorting the downtrend, right, on the 1 hour chart, now I need to be out, right? Make sense, everybody? I would be out anyway because, you know, the market is not making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs anymore. The market's making back higher highs, higher lows on the 1 hour chart. So I need to be out, but on the daily, you know, your daily chart, maybe not necessarily, you know, not to talk about the weekly and then finally the monthly. Agreed, everybody? Boss, what you do? There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. Make sense, everybody? You need to decide what you're going to do. Hedge fund trader Ernesto, are you here? Hedge fund trader Shola, hedge fund trader Ala, hedge fund trader Julius, hedge fund trader Sink. Are you here? And okay, no worries, everybody. Give me a second. And so this is Ernesto, this is your strategy. Not sure if you're here. Anyway, I'm going to move with the lesson. So this is his strategy, right? Remember everybody, I'm going to give you my opinion, alright? But it's your strategy, it's your strategy. So Ernesto is saying there is basically two possible strategies, setups. First, for trading pairs which are showing trends, and any sort of trend, even those, any sort of trend, right? So I'm going to color code this in yellow, and I'm going to put question, what do you mean? Hello Ala, how are you? What do you mean? Ernesto, any sort of trend. What do you mean any sort of trend? Even those making new monthly bands. Not clear too, so not clear everybody. Alright, Ala, do you understand what Ernesto is saying? That he can trade any sort of trends, even those making new monthly band. What does this mean? And will be traded using Fibonacci's, and so this is the first one, so not clear. Hello Ernesto, how are you? Pen and paper, Ernesto. Do you have pen and paper? So some questions you are going to answer in the chat, otherwise it's going to be the homework, alright? So there is, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, alright. So there is basically two possible strategies, alright? First, this is the first one. Alright, so this is the first one. For trading pairs which are showing trends, alright, any sort of trend. Not clear, what do you mean? Even those making new monthly bands. Not clear, what do you mean? And will be traded using Fibonacci's. Alright, so everybody, me and Ernesto, we know each other, right? So we're going to talk freely, you know? Some of you are going to think, oh, you know, he is rude and he is mean. Alright? So everybody, if you are going to trade trends and you are going to use the Fibonacci's, now I am thinking from what I'm reading, right? So I am biased based on what I read, right? Fair enough? Don't yell at me. I'm biased based on what I read. So I'm going to trade trends, but will be traded using Fibonacci's. Now I'm mixing apples with bananas. Alright? Because the trend is one pattern and the Fibonacci is another pattern. And those two patterns have different rules. How to enter, how to exit, maybe how to manage the trade. Alright everybody? So it's not wrong what Ernesto is saying, but it's not clear, you know. Here it comes, you know, oh yeah, but I thought like this, you know, I need to rephrase the, so again, I'm going to mixing patterns, alright? And again, question mark, because I don't know. We're going to talk more, Ernesto, on Sunday. Alright, mixing patterns. Now second strategy, 1, 2. Second strategy, for pair within range, Fibonacci's are not a tradable pattern when market sideways move. Alright, so this is out, not relevant. Alright, so Ernesto is going to trade trends, alright, and is going to trade consolidation. Give me a second, everybody. I need to say hi. I have a heart. I'm here to hear your point of view and find out what I need. Sure, very good. General trading style, swing trader, this goes out. Not part of the strategy. I mean, nothing wrong again, but we are trying to... Everybody, pen and paper. You don't want to put more text in the strategy, makes sense? You just want to put less text and be as more precise as you can, alright? Does this make sense to you? So I'm a swing trader, not relevant for the strategy. Trading time frame 4 hour. I'll make test in 1 hour for find what fits better my personality. All good. So, but again, star, choose one, star. I thought I quit the, give me a second everybody, cell phone, alright. So choose one, this is the homework. So far I'm going to work with the 4 hour time frame, alright? Choose one. Confirmation time frame, daily, this is okay. Direction time frame. You know, now again, this is not clear, you know, not clear. Must define what tools are you going to use that will define the monthly/weekly direction. Right? Remember, this is my first draft. Sure, no worries. Everybody give an applause to Ernesto because he was courageous, you know. He sent his strategy to my email, you know. He is exposing himself, you know. All good, don't worry. You know, this is how we learn. Most of other traders, Ernesto, they are, you know, help me. How? You are not even you are again English, right? You are not even sending me the strategy, would be the correct English, you know. So congratulations to you. And Ernesto is correct, everybody, you know, the strategy is a working document, is going to evolve with time. But anyways, direction, time frame, weekly and monthly, again, not clear. So you need to address, example, right? I am going to trade in the direction of the monthly bands, would be a rule. I'm going to trade in the direction of the weekly market wave, this would be a rule. I'm going to trade in the direction of the short-term trend on the monthly and on the weekly, this would be a rule. I'm going to trade trends on the direction on the monthly and the weekly short-term trend. So you have a plethora of rules, everybody, makes sense, and you must, boss, what to do, I don't know, you know, it's too many variables. Decide something, decide on something, and then everybody, let's write this down. It's a psychological concept, all right? It doesn't really matter what rules you are going to build, what strategy, because until you jump into the dark swimming pool, which is the market, you know, those rules are really relevant. Make sense, everybody? Hello, Julius, how are you? So, boss, what to do, what rules? Should I trade in direction of the market wave on the monthly, or market wave on the weekly, or market wave and the market wave on the monthly and the weekly? Those are 3 different variables. What to do? Just try something. Because the experience, how you understand your strategy, you know, this comes when you start to obey the rules. Make sense, everybody? This is why buying strategies and coping strategies and taking strategies from somebody else 99% of the time doesn't work. Right? Not for the strategy provider, for you, you know? Make sense, everybody? So this is still a lesson, you know? Psychological rule. It doesn't really matter until you start trading on the demo account what rules you are going to put in the strategy. Make sense, everybody? Concept number 2. You cannot trade effectively a strategy. This goes for somebody who buys strategy, copy strategy. Me too, back in time, done that. You know, you cannot understand a strategy, you cannot use effectively a strategy unless you understand the mindset behind the strategy. So why the strategy provider, you know, put the pieces together in this way. And it's good news and the bad news at the same time. Exactly the same time. There are no rules. Alright? What works for you might not work for somebody else. What works for somebody else might not work for you. Make sense? Moving forward. Not clear must define what tools are you going to use that define the monthly, weekly direction. So, you know, psychological concepts. You know, number one, it doesn't really matter what rules until you start trading. Right? And I know everybody, believe me, I've been there. You know, it's scary, right? It's scary because you don't know what you are going, you don't know it's going to work, it's not going to work. It's scary, right? I know for sure I watched this video 100 times. Exactly, very good. Alright? So it doesn't really matter what rules until you start trading, you know. And number two, you cannot effectively, you cannot trade effectively a strategy until you understand the mindset behind the strategy. So this is one psychological reason, everybody, that why it takes some time to become consistently profitable. You know, you cannot trade effectively a strategy until you understand the mindset. So in the beginning you are not going to trade even your strategy effectively because you are not understanding your mindset. Alright, everybody? I know it might not make sense to you, but it's like this. You know,